Battle Through the Heavens Season 5 Episode 153. The Earth Demon puppet that Xiao Yan refined from Old Demon Earth Devil eventually reached a terrifying level. With its power alone, it could face a peak 8-star Dou Zun like Hunli without being at a disadvantage. Old Demon Earth Devil would have never imagined that even after his death, he could still spar with such a supreme expert. Continuing the story, on the second level of the Heavenly Tomb, Xiao Yan and Suner had just jointly killed a powerful 9-star energy body. But unexpectedly, they were suddenly ambushed by Hunya and Hunli, who were lying in wait. However, just as their palms furiously struck Xiao Yan's chest, they discovered that his figure suddenly burst apart. Clearly, this was a clone that Xiao Yan had created with the 3000 lightning illusion body. It turns out that when he and Suner had just arrived, Xiao Yan had already sensed something was off. He reasoned that a 9-star energy core is an extremely rare item, and Hunya and Hunli, who were ahead of them, couldn't possibly have ignored it. So Xiao Yan deduced that these two would inevitably set up an ambush here and decided to play along. Realizing they had been tricked, Hunya and Hunli quickly reacted and tried to retreat. However, just as they were about to move, they were suddenly blocked by Xiao Yan and Suner, who appeared before them. "Since you're here, why be in such a hurry to leave?" Xiao Yan said. "I thought you two were going to hide forever. Running for almost half a month, you must be tired of it." "It is a bit tiring," Hunli replied. "The ambush was just to save some effort. Since that plan failed, then we'll just kill you directly." With that, Hunya told Hunli to handle Xiao Yan, then charged towards Suner in the distance. Seeing this, the golden flames in Suner's eyes suddenly flared. As those two began to fight, Xiao Yan calmly turned his gaze to the ferocious-looking Hunli. Although Hunli was also an 8-star Dou Zun, in Xiao Yan's view, his strength would naturally be reduced now that he had lost an arm. He, on the other hand, had already advanced 1 star compared to when he fought Gu Yao. Therefore, dealing with Hunli shouldn't be too difficult. "Xiao Yan, you may have defeated Gu Yao, but you might not be able to defeat me," Hunli sneered. "This debt for my severed arm. I will settle it today." With that, he summoned countless pitch-black chains that shot towards Xiao Yan. However, before these attacks could even reach him, they were destroyed by the purple-brown flames Xiao Yan summoned. "Humph. If that's the extent of your attacks, I'm afraid you'll have to take back your words," Xiao Yan said. Hearing this, Hunli didn't reply. Instead, his hands rapidly formed a series of seals. Suddenly, as a faint black rune quietly formed between his eyebrows, Hunli's aura instantly skyrocketed. Moreover, his severed arm, amidst a surge of black mist, actually grew back. However, judging from the ferocious faces on the arm, it was clearly formed from condensed souls. Seeing this, Xiao Yan's brow furrowed slightly. He estimated that Hunli had now reached the peak of the 8-star level and was even faintly approaching the 9-star level. This level of power boost was on par with his Skyfire 3 mysterious change. Seeing the grave expression on Xiao Yan's face, Hunli sneered, "He surprised, are you? This clan emblem, a fallen clan like your Xiao clan is not worthy of possessing." As his voice fell, Hunli's figure instantly appeared in front of Xiao Yan, and he aimed a vicious palm strike at his head. In response, Xiao Yan quickly activated the Skyfire 3 mysterious change to its 3rd stage. As Xiao Yan continuously dodged, Hunli looked on in shock, staring intently at Xiao Yan's forehead. He was stunned because when Xiao Yan had used the Skyfire 3 mysterious change, he thought he'd faintly seen a strange rune appear on his brow. And as a member of the Soul Clan, he was not unfamiliar with this rune. It was the emblem of the Soul Clan's greatest rival, the Xiao clan. Hunli was baffled. The Xiao clan's bloodline should have been depleted long ago, so how could this brat still possess such a thing? But right now, Hunli couldn't be bothered with that. Because of Suner's immense power, Hunya wouldn't be able to hold out for much longer. He had to kill this Xiao clan brat as quickly as possible. At this thought, the black Dou Qi in his body erupted without reservation. Watching Hunli charge at him again, Xiao Yan took a slow, deep breath. After borrowing the power of the clan emblem, Hunli's strength was now even greater than Gu Yao's. A head-on fight would likely be another brutal battle. So to avoid that, Xiao Yan immediately released all 11 of his puppets that had been strengthened in the Void Thunder Pool. As the 10 puppets formed an array, all their energy was transferred into the Sky Demon puppet. At that moment, the puppet's originally dark gold body slowly turned a purplish color. Xiao Yan estimated that the puppet, which was originally at the 4-star Dou Zun level and could fight a 6-star expert, could now, after being boosted by the array, at least contend with an 8-star Dou Zun. Just then, a sharp cry came from the black mist nearby.
S'infule condensé une palme.
A huge black palm print suddenly shot out from the black clouds and smashed down furiously at Xiao Yan, causing the space in its path to collapse into dark voids. Seeing this, the tough and taciturn sky demon puppet met it head-on with a vicious punch. The black energy palm print was directly shattered by this ferocious force. Although impacted by the shockwave, the sky demon puppet was only knocked back several steps. Knowing only how to fight, it turned and charged back into the black mist in the sky. As the sky demon puppet and Hun Li engaged in an earth-shattering battle, Xiao Yan's gaze turned to the fight between Suner and Hanya. Seeing that Hanya was being completely suppressed by his girl, it was clear Xiao Yan's worries were unnecessary. From the looks of it, if Suner were given enough time, killing Hanya on the spot would likely not be a difficult task. Xiao Yan guessed that Suner's current strength was at least at the 9-star Dou Zun level. With their combined power, he resolved that they must kill both Hanya and Hun Li here. Leaving aside the pain the Soul Clan would feel from losing two of their young generation's experts, just considering how these two idiots had come looking for trouble time and time again, how could Xiao Yan possibly let them off easy now that he had the opportunity? Just as Xiao Yan was thinking this, the black clouds in the sky burst apart, and two figures were sent flying out. On the sky demon puppet's body, there were now some faint, visible palm prints. Clearly, in the previous battle, it had taken many of Hun Li's powerful attacks. Fortunately, today's sky demon puppet was far stronger than before, otherwise, its body would have likely shattered. Although the sky demon puppet was slightly damaged, the blood trickling down the corner of Hun Li's mouth made it clear his injuries were more severe. After stabilizing himself, Hun Li was panting heavily, staring at the distant sky demon puppet with a shocked and furious gaze. He never would have dreamed that Xiao Yan possessed such a terrifying thing. Even with his clan emblem activated, he was still unable to inflict any substantial damage on the puppet. Seeing this from a distance, Xiao Yan smiled faintly. He then once again controlled the sky demon puppet to launch a fierce assault on Hun Li. However, just as the scales of victory were gradually tipping in Xiao Yan's favor, several figures were seen shooting out like lightning not far away. Behind them, a terrifying and endless energy storm was spreading out frantically. This was the unique great energy storm of the Heavenly Tomb. If one were to be caught in it, even a peak Dou Zun expert would perish. At the same time, Suner, who was fighting Hanya, sent him flying with a palm strike. Just as she was about to give chase, she saw the terrifying energy storm on the horizon rapidly spreading towards them. Suner's expression changed drastically. It's the Heavenly Tomb's great energy storm. Brother Xiao Yan, we have to go. Quick. Who would have thought that Xiao Yan's simple wish to enter the Heavenly Tomb to see his ancestor, Xiao Xian, would be so perilous? He hasn't even seen a single hair of his ancestor, and he's already fallen into the nest of the ancient, all-devouring corpse-eating worms. To continue our story, on the second level of the Heavenly Tomb, Xiao Yan was just about to kill the ambushing Hanya and Hun Li when, unexpectedly, the once-in-a-century great energy storm of the Heavenly Tomb suddenly swept towards them from behind. It is said that anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in it, even a peak Dou Zun expert, will surely meet their end. So after hearing Suner's loud shout, Xiao Yan quickly gave up on pursuing Hanya and Hun Li. He and Suner flew rapidly towards the entrance of the third level. After all, the energy storm's range is extremely vast, likely encompassing the entire second level. Right now, their only chance of survival is to enter the third level. Seeing the situation, Hanya and Hun Li also followed behind in a wretched state. Xiao Yan had no intention of attacking the two of them again. Survival was the priority, otherwise, they would all die there. As Xiao Yan glanced behind him, he saw a large group of figures flashing past. The two figures rushing at the very front were Hua Xian and Hua Ji of the Yan clan, whom he had met a few times before. I didn't expect brother Xiao Yan to be so fast, Hua Xian called out. You arrived here long ago. Brother Hua Xian, you're not slow either, Xiao Yan replied. When Hua Xian's gaze swept over Xiao Yan, he was stunned.
Brother Xiao Yan, you've advanced.
Haha, just a lucky break, Xiao Yan said with a laugh. Seeing that Xiao Yan didn't deny it, Hua Xian and Hua Ji exchanged a shocked glance. It had only been half a year since they entered the Heavenly Tomb, yet Xiao Yan had already advanced 1 star to the 6-star Dou Zun level. Such a cultivation speed was truly terrifying. After exchanging a few more pleasantries, Hua Xian suggested they travel together, an offer Xiao Yan naturally accepted. At a time like this, an extra helper greatly increased their chances of survival. After agreeing, they all sped off together towards the entrance of the third level. After flying at full speed for nearly half a day, a huge energy light barrier finally appeared in everyone's sight. However, four figures were sitting cross-legged at the entrance to this third level, Gu Qingyong of the Gu clan and the three commanders of the Black Demon Army. The reason they hadn't entered the third level was that the energy light barrier at the entrance had solidified. To pass through, they had to forcibly break a path, but with the strength of just the four of them, such a massive task was impossible. So despite arriving first, they could only stare helplessly. Just then, Xiao Yan and the others landed. When Suner saw the man in green leading the group, she frowned slightly.
Broder Qingjiang, Wayavente Yugonin?
The energy storm is coming, she called out. The light barrier has solidified, Gu Qingyong replied. We have to force it open. We were waiting for others to help.
Are you two okay?
We're fine, Suner said. We just got tangled up with a couple of guys from the Soul Clan for a while. Those two dared to attack you? Gu Qingyong asked, his tone sharp. They didn't get off easy either, Suner assured him. Before Suner could finish, more streaks of light flashed over as people from the other clans who had entered the heavenly tomb arrived. Hanya and Hunli were hiding at the very back, clearly afraid that Xiao Yan's group would attack them. When Gu Qingyong and the other three commanders saw the two, their faces turned grim. It was clear that if Suner gave the signal, they would instantly kill them on the spot. However, with the great energy storm about to arrive, it wasn't the time to fight. So Xiao Yan declared that it wouldn't be too late to deal with them after they entered the third level. Regarding Xiao Yan's suggestion, Gu Qingyong nodded slightly. Then, after scanning the surroundings, he said calmly, Everyone, you should all understand the current situation. This task cannot be completed by one person's strength alone. So if you all want to live, we must join forces to break through. Otherwise, when the storm comes, we'll all die together. Hearing this, after a moment of contemplation, everyone slowly nodded. After all, this was the only way forward. If they didn't continue, they would surely die here. Seeing everyone nod, Gu Qingyong smiled slightly. Since no one objects, then let's begin. Since I brought this up, my group will go first. Everyone else can take turns after. Xiao Yan, Suner, you two go last. With that, Gu Qingyong and the three Black Demon Army commanders slowly walked into the light barrier. Under the combined attack of the four of them, the solidified barrier was immediately smashed into a small pit, about 3 or 4 meters deep. Seeing their attack was effective, the four of them transformed into human excavators. Amidst the frantic eruption of Dou Qi, the pit they were carving grew deeper and deeper. The people behind them followed closely. This energy light barrier was over 100 zhong thick, and relying on just the four of them, it would probably take a week to complete. So after Gu Qingyong's group continued for several tens of minutes, members of the Lei, Yao, and Yen clans took turns attacking, making the tunnel progressively deeper. During this time, Xiao Yan and Suner also attacked twice. Although the crystal layers were extremely hard, for Xiao Yan, who possessed a heavenly flame, it wasn't a significant challenge. Under the watchful eyes of Xiao Yan and Suner, even Hanya and Hunli were forced to go up and do a round of hard labor, though it was obvious from the short time they lasted that they were slacking off. At a time like this, however, Xiao Yan couldn't be bothered to argue with them. Just like that, after continuously attacking for nearly 20 minutes, Xiao Yan, who was at the back of the group, suddenly stopped. With his spiritual perception, he had discovered that the energy crystal layers seemed to be gradually closing in behind them. As his voice fell, the tunnel fell silent instantly. If what he said was true, didn't that mean they were dead either way? Gu Qingyong sent a wisp of his spiritual power seeping into the surrounding energy walls and discovered it was exactly as Xiao Yan had said. He then fiercely smashed the crystal wall with a punch. Between the cracks, a dense swarm of white insects was revealed, continuously secreting a liquid that coated and repaired the crystals. Looking at this scene, Xiao Yan couldn't help but gasp. If this was the case, didn't it mean this entire huge energy light barrier was created by these little white insects? The sheer number of them must be terrifying. Only now did Xiao Yan realize that he had actually broken into a massive insect nest. As Xiao Yan's heart grew cold, Gu Qingyong and the others saw the small insects, and their faces instantly turned pale. They recognized them as the legendary ancient corpse-eating worms. According to Suner, these worms, though small, are extremely numerous and can devour anything, which they then convert into constantly secreted pure energy. If they were to all awaken, everyone present would likely be devoured in an instant, without a single scrap left. Hearing this, a chill suddenly rose in everyone's heart. Han Ya and Han Li immediately turned and loudly questioned Gu Qingyong. I say, Gu Qingyong, are you trying to get us all killed here? By leading you in here, I've at least kept you alive until now, Gu Qingyong retorted. If we hadn't come in, you would have already died in the energy storm. Besides, the crystal walls on both sides are slowly closing. If we don't break through the tunnel quickly, I'm afraid we'll all die here. Hearing what Gu Qingyong said, everyone nodded slightly. It was too late to say anything else. Outside the tunnel was a raging energy storm. Retreating meant certain death. Staying here, the only way to live was to break through the tunnel. From now on, Gu Qingyong declared, everyone, stop holding back. Of course, if you want to die, I won't stop you. Let's do it. Please give us a like and subscribe, fellow Taoists. Let's continue our chat in the next episode.